guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about TKC, so Total Kombat Championships. Now, before we do, quick word on my sponsor, so Simplified Debt. Simplified Debt are a company that offers people free, friendly, confidential financial advice. So, anybody that's having any kind of money worries anywhere in the UK, then definitely hit these guys up. And they'll basically give you advice, like, the best things that you can do for the situation that you're in. All right. So their number and website across the bottom of the screen. And if you are phoning, then just let them know you're coming through from the MMA UK BJJ show. So you'll get that Stoomboy looked after. You'll know that Stoomboy's there. He's looked after you. They'll know exactly where you're coming from now. So TKC, Total Kombat Championship, is going to be Saturday, the 20th of May. It's going to be the Troon Town Hall, right next to the beach as well. So it's either going to be very, very nice day or it's going to be absolutely fucking freezing. It's going to be one of the two. There's no in between. But yeah, Troon Town Hall. Anybody looking for tickets, make sure you hit up your chosen fighters first of all. If you can't get any tickets from them, the tickets are on sale at either Wosobama Gym or Likens Martial Arts in Kilmarnock. So make sure you do get your tickets for this. It's going to be an amazing night. There's a lot of grappling on this. There's a lot of fucking unbelievable grapplers, wrestlers, judokas, MMA fighters, pure jiu-jitsu guys. So it's going to be an exciting night. Now, my next guest is going to be a part of, they've got a four-man tournament. Now, four-man tournament, unbelievable four grapplers in this. I think I put a post up. What do you get if you put an MMA fighter, a wrestler, a jiu-jitsu guy, and a doctor in the same room together? You get absolute chaos, which is what it's going to be next Saturday. So yeah, Taylor McCann. Taylor's one of the guys, I absolutely love this guy's style. He knows this. Do you know what I mean? He's got a very, very fan favorite style. Do you know what I mean? He's got that wrestling, man. He was fucking Slam City, right? So, and it's something that I love to see, and I know the fucking people watching love to see as well. So we're going to see some absolute chaos coming from Taylor a week on Saturday. But Taylor, listen, absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you very much for taking the
Thanks for
time.
having me on, mate.
Yeah,
Thanks
let's
for having me
go.
on for the second time, man.
Yeah,
Second time in 1 year? Fucking hell, I must be doing something good.
yeah. No, listen, I love. I mean, I would have you on every single week if you were doing something every
Aye,
week. So,
aye, no,
um,
absolutely.
as you've got a great style. We did talk the last time about your style, obviously that wrestling style,
Yep.
and like I love seeing the videos that go up, and do you know what I mean, you in training, and I think it was a video I seen that came up on my feed today. It was you were at Reaper grappling, and you picked somebody up and fucking dropped him in Reaper, and do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? They slams are legendary, man, absolutely legendary. Takedown
Aye.
for days, man.
No, I mean it's one of the main benefits of obviously coming from a wrestling background. I think for how well I guess I've kept up with my wrestling, considering like how I took 5 years out. So obviously I think I'd trained maybe 7, 8 years, took 5 years out. So
Yeah,
obviously that should have set you back quite a bit. But I think just based on how hard I've been working, with my kind of S&C, obviously still working on my wrestling, just overall trying to be a better grappler. The how much I've been able to kind of keep and obviously make better as far as my wrestling goes is fucking
yeah,
unbelievable in my opinion. Like I started back wrestling when I was like 105 kilo.
yeah,
So I was a fucking heavy boy. So I was moving 105 kilo about. I'm still a bit rusty. Um, but obviously losing all the weight, dropping down to like 85 I am now. So I've lost like 20 kilos since I started back wrestling.
yeah,
Just under 2 years ago. So like, yeah, all the throws and stuff like that. Most of those I didn't even hit in wrestling. That's the thing. Like, so
yeah,
I have to admit, obviously, a lot of it's down to who my opponent is. There's some guys I get that find it a little bit harder to do the exciting stuff, but that's where I have to switch on and maybe be a bit more of a tactical wrestler as opposed to, I guess, a funky kind of flashy style.
yeah, yeah,
If I feel the opportunity's there to be flashy, I'll take it. Um, in some people's eyes, that might be too risky, it might be stupid, it might be showboat and whatever. But realistically, at the end of the day, with shows like Total Combat and stuff, when people are paying money, it's like, what you going to be remembered for? That's the thing. It's like, are you
Yeah.
going to be? Because there's times I've lost. You know what I mean? You know yourself, obviously, like Northern Submission Series, for example. Like I lost, you know, and I lost in a controversial way.
Mhm.
But that's the shit that people are going to remember. Now,
Yeah.
are they going to remember for good reasons? Probably not. But at the end of the day, like some things you just have to you go about your business and fucking
Yeah.
do, don't you? And if people
Yeah.
like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But at least, man, you know, at least people will be fucking talking about it. They'll be
Yes.
talking about it, and that's where obviously you get on different kinds of shows. You know, you show a side of jiu-jitsu or grappling that people, you know, people in Scotland don't really see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only a few guys I know that have a similar style and pull off the same kind of things. And that's Finlay Marshall, which we're now getting to see compete, which is fucking
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Mark McQueen, obviously, with the kind of, especially when he's standing up, like when people actually are willing to stand up with him, he pulls off some mad stuff. So there's not too many guys in Scotland that are pulling that kind of stuff off. So
Yeah.
if there's one thing I can be, you know, win or lose, is if I can be an exciting fighter, I'll take it. Well, exciting grappler because we don't fight, we just fucking hug men. But you get my point. You get my point. You know.
Definitely.
But I admit that's the style, man, and that's
Yeah.
obviously what I'll be until fucking God takes my knees away from me.
Yeah, just got Billy McCann coming in saying he's buzzing for the tournament. So obviously Billy McCann, Mr. TKC himself.
Mr. TKC.
Um, so he's absolutely buzzing. I mean, obviously when I know that when him and Davy Sharp got together and said like let's put some grappling matches on and so on, and obviously Billy trains jiu-jitsu and stuff like that as well. So he obviously knows a bit about the scene. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's buzzing. I mean, obviously when you look at the four guys, especially, I mean. You're talking about one of the guys, Andrew Marley, obviously again wrestler
Yeah.
as well. Do you know what I mean? So really good wrestling pedigree. Neil Laird, obviously
Mhm.
that MMA style. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Neil, don't get me wrong, right? Neil's obviously in regards to jiu-jitsu is fucking unbelievable. But
Yeah. I mean, you
when it
don't get a brown
comes
belt for nothing. Do you know what I mean?
no. But as he coming with that MMA background, he's going to have a more aggressive style, right? Which
Yeah.
is certainly what you see from Neil. So, and then I'm trying to see who's the fourth guy. So I
Robbie
can't believe
Pettigrew.
Robbie Pettigrew, man. How the fuck can I forget Robbie Pettigrew?
You
Um, but Robbie
don't
Pettigrew,
remember Stum? Fucking 3 brown belts and a white belt, man. How can
yeah.
the fact you remembered me, the fact you remembered me is fucking must be saying something, man. Do you know what
Listen,
I
you're
mean?
my boy. Don't get me wrong, Robbie's my boy as well, right? But you're my fucking boy, do you know what I mean? So
Aye,
I'm very excited. Anytime you step out to do anything, I'm always excited to see what you're going to
aye.
do, do you know what I mean? Because I know how good you are, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So we all know how good you are. And as you said, you go out there to put on a show, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
Win or lose, as I said, yeah, don't get me wrong,
aye,
everybody wants to win, right? But that experience in itself to go out there and to maybe
aye.
hit off something high like you throw somebody, you pick somebody up and slam them. Look at Owen Livesey, for instance, right?
Yeah,
How many highlight reels has Owen Livesey done, let's say, over the last maybe year and a half,
aye.
just by throwing
Fucking
someone?
a fuck ton.
Just by,
And
yeah,
like you say, but and like I was saying earlier, but notice how obviously Owen, from what I know, he's only lost a few times, right? Recently,
yeah,
like, well, I say recently, like in the past like few years, he's only lost a few times.
yeah,
But you notice how no one talks about it.
yeah,
What do people
yeah,
talk about? They talk about his fucking highlights. They talk about who he
yeah,
threw, who he slammed, whose fucking guard he absolutely demolished. Like, no one talks about him losing. Why? Because everyone in this kind of sport knows that you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose at
yeah,
some point. Like
yeah,
in the week down at the Midlands Open, Empire Grappling, like first match I had dominant 14-0 was fucking unbelievable. Second match, guy pulled guard on me. I got a nice easy pass into side control, 3 points up, and he fucking threw a buggy on me, and I'm like, shit.
yeah,
And
yeah,
realistically, if he doesn't throw that buggy, does the match go differently? Of course
yeah,
it does. Does that mean I would win? Who knows? But I just know for a fact that obviously the loss wouldn't have been like that. So at the end
yeah,
of the day, man, like win or lose, be an exciting fighter. Don't be scared to do shit because at the end of the day, people respect those grapplers, fighters that go out, with all the means to win, but the intention of putting on a good show and giving it all. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you give it all, you shoot a fucking nice takedown, for example, and you get caught. You get caught. Like at the end of the day, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. But like I say, people remember the highlights, the throws, the fucking passing. No one really cares about losing, especially in a tournament. Like tournaments are tournaments, they're long. Do you know what I mean? Anything can happen in them.
Yeah. One thing I've got to thank you as well for, because obviously the guys at MNBJJ obviously do the wrestling class on a Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and these guys aren't throwing people about. I mean, I remember talking last time about Kerr. Kerr fucking obviously when the last time I rolled with Kerr, and it was just wrestling. Do you know what I mean? And it was like wow, and not just that, but you're talking about all the white belts that are coming through that come to the wrestling class, and even higher belts that all come, and they're all using wrestling in their jiu-jitsu game,
Yeah.
which has given them a very different element to
Mm-hmm.
jiu-jitsu. Because before, I mean, a lot of people were doing judo to complement their
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, right? Whereas now it seems to be the big thing is wrestling to
Yeah.
complement the jiu-jitsu, and the two of them work really, really well together.
Aye. It's I guess it's one of the benefits, I guess, of coming in with a different style in it. It's like everyone everyone looks at you now as, like I say, obviously exciting, or you're getting these really good takedowns that are maybe knocking the wind out your opponents. They're doing things, like the scrappy, aggressive style that,
Yeah,
and obviously the cardio that comes with it. There's a lot of elements in wrestling that work and pay off really fucking well in jiu-jitsu. Um, and guys in jiu-jitsu, when they stand up, majority of them don't have the conditioning to stay on the feet.
yeah,
So I think coming in with that, I've kind of it's good for me, because obviously now people are try to wrestle. It's given me opportunity to maybe get tougher rounds, but also start working on obviously my wrestling as well. Working against people that might know how to defend what I'm doing, instead of just getting guys where you constantly win. Like, I don't like rounds where I'm fucking. Obviously, from time to time, they're nice to have, like rounds where you're super dominant.
yeah,
For the ego, they're fun, because you're like, oh, class, maybe you're absolutely fucking knackered or whatever the case may be, and you're like, yes, like I'm dominating this cunt. But
yeah,
like, I like a round where I'm blowing at my arse and I'm like, fuck, I really need to turn on the jets here. Like, I
yeah,
actually need to, not need to try, but like that. These are the moments that are gonna make or break by competition time.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, Getting caught in something and you're like, fuck, right, I really can't breathe. My head's scrambled. I'm absolutely fucked. But I need to keep pushing on and pushing on.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I feel like me coming in has changed a lot of people at Marcos's like view on stand up.
yeah.
Um, and don't get me wrong, judo is very beneficial
Oh
as
yeah,
well. But
yeah,
I think obviously more beneficial in the gi. I feel like decent wrestlers can do a lot of no-gi throws, and they can handle. Like, everybody tries to foot sweep me, and it's the odd case that I do get kind of sweep from it. But fucking the guy at the comp recently kept trying to foot sweep me like 40 times, and literally just smashing his leg off mine, and it's not moving, because we learn those things.
yeah,
Judo, obviously, the wrestlers done a really good job of taking judo throws and focusing on like overhooks, underhooks, wrist
mhm,
control, head control, to then use judo in a no-gi setting,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. That's brilliant to see. I see you're seeing that in comps now as well. A lot of people are coming in, and a lot of different gyms are wrestling. Do you know what I mean? When they go to comps,
Mm-hmm.
jiu-jitsu comps, and we're seeing it all the time, and we didn't see it much. I mean, obviously we saw like Mark McQueen coming out,
Yeah,
and really when he started obviously training over at Trist,
yeah,
and actually putting in the time, putting in the effort to go to wrestling. And then he
uh-huh.
started using it in comps, and people are opening their eyes going, hold on a minute. How is
Aye,
he so good? How is he getting that good? And he was telling people it was wrestling. And then suddenly
yeah,
everybody was fucking doing wrestling. So
aye,
which was good. And as I said, it's only as you said, is beneficial for the sport of jiu-jitsu because it's going to take it to that other level, which is where we
Absolutely.
see ADCC
Well, that's what I
is
was going to
going up.
say. Like, you can thank ADCC for that because
Yeah,
I think ADCC does a good job of, like I said in the last one we did, like ADCC is basically WWE of
yeah,
fucking grappling. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's one of those ones where it's entertainment based.
yeah,
Real, see, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you're going to win a medal, you're going to win some money, you're going to be the best in the world, right? But it's entertainment based. You know, there's a reason they don't drug test. You know, there's a reason you can go topless. There's a reason you can do all these things because it looks flashy and cool as fuck. Like,
yeah,
it
yeah,
reminds you of like movies. Do you know what I mean? It's you go on. There's two big fucking roided up jack guys. You know what I mean? And it's just Clash of the Titans.
yeah,
Whereas sort of, I feel like guys that maybe that are a bit more natural. It's like it's not exciting to see. You want to see two guys that are clearly just up to the gills, fucking filling themselves up with like oxygen and shit from oxygen tanks, and like they're just ready to go to war, man. And I feel like ADCC brings that atmosphere that
yeah,
everyone, a lot of people want the ADCC atmosphere, but they're not willing to put themselves in it and do the work to benefit from the atmosphere. Like,
yeah, yeah,
especially like we're saying with wrestling, like people can become a good wrestler in fucking a year. Like literally think about it, the amount of time they've put into jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean, 3 years, 5 years, and it's like you're not willing to put a fucking year into wrestling twice a week,
yeah,
twice a week,
yeah,
104 sessions a year.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? That's nothing.
yeah,
And it doesn't have to be hour and a half, 2 hours long. It could be like an hour, 45 minutes. Just
yeah,
pick a few techniques, drill them in good environments, drill them with people that know what they're doing. Like, I think it was Ash Williams that said, like, to get, for especially for jiu-jitsu guys, he was like, if you want to get good at wrestling, go up against wrestlers.
yeah,
Like, stop wrestling people that don't wrestle and thinking that you fucking know how to wrestle. Like, go up against wrestlers and you'll see. Because I know for a fact when I go up against Finn, for example, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, he fucking leathers me. But I'm
yeah,
cool with it because I'm willing to learn how to wrestle better from another wrestler. The times that I've trained the grip on like Fridays, for example, with Mark and Big Lockie and stuff, like I'm willing to go up against guys that are slightly above me,
mm,
slightly above me or above me as far as like fucking technical ability in wrestling because it's the only way to get better.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
there's no point in always punching down. Fuck that. It's pointless. Like literally it's pointless. You're never gonna learn anything because you're gonna hit every single move you want and no one's gonna challenge it. And you
yeah,
go down south, you've got a guy that you maybe have no idea who he is or what gym he's from. Before you know it, he's fucking stuffing every takedown you go for. He's reversing everything, and you're like, oh my god, why is he so good? It's like you might not be that good. You're just shit.
yeah.
Like you've been battering fucking white belts and guys that don't wrestle. Like, I don't know what you'd expect at that point. And obviously it kind of like lead into like the show, for example. That's where I threw myself in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like obviously, who was it? Was it Jamie? Jamie? Jamie Harvey?
Jimmy Harvey, check my Edinburgh,
So
yeah.
like, so the minute he pulled out and Sharpie put it in the fucking group chat, he's like, who anybody want this? I was like, fucking me. I didn't even
Yeah,
look at who was in it. I just saw a
yeah,
4-man tournament under 90. I was like, me, throw me in. And then it wasn't until I looked and I was like, Neil Laird, brown belt, Robbie Pettigrew, brown belt, and then fucking Andrew Marley, brown belt. I was like, fuck, well, you know what, we're in it now. These guys are obviously going to bring a fast-paced, exciting style.
yeah,
Obviously, Neil and Marley are more than likely going to stand up and wrestle, which I love. So it's going to be one that I can actually kind of fit myself in.
yeah.
Um, Obviously, jiu-jitsu wise, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be the biggest challenge I've ever had. But like,
Mhm.
I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
Realistically, I can't lose. Do you know
Aye.
what I mean?
See the
I,
thing as well though, it's submission grappling, right?
yeah.
So there's no belts in submission grappling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're a brown belt and a gi, right? But
Yeah.
submission grappling, I mean, it could be, and again we talk about ADCC. I mean, you got wrestlers going up against judokas going up against jiu-jitsu guys. Do you know what I mean? And so on and so on. There's all sort. It's all based on grappling. So obviously
Aye.
you coming in, even though yeah, you say you're a white belt, right? But I mean, when you talk about submission grappling experience, I mean, yeah, you've
Mm.
got fucking more experienced than most. Do you know what I mean? So
Aye. No, definitely. Like, I think I'm nearly coming on like a decade.
mhm,
Which by that point, if you've done like a decade in jiu-jitsu, you're either a fucking really high level brown belt or you've got your black belt.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and to have all that at 22, you know what I mean? I'm pretty blessed, man. Like I'm good that I'm happy that football never worked out for me and fucking all that stuff. You know, I'm kind of happy how things went from a physical standpoint, but from like a like discipline standpoint as well. You know what I mean? And then being able to pass all my fucking, I keep swearing, Jesus, pass it to be able to like pass my knowledge down and stuff, and give people like an opportunity to learn from me, whether that be like techniques, obviously from stand up, or like competitions, like try to kind of talk people out of being nervous and like being there and being that guy that can kind of bring people back down to earth a bit as far as like their nerves, so they can be on their A game for comp.
yeah,
And obviously getting asked questions of guys like Sharpie and Jack about wrestling, it's like fuck, it's class. Do you know what I mean? These are guys that like I look up to as far as jiu-jitsu. It's like the
yeah,
fact that they maybe see me as a almost kind of like one of them, if you will, in that way of like kind of experience wise and time served. Like they understand that I've put the time in, and they're willing to obviously ask the questions and learn from me as well. So it
yeah,
feels really good in that way that like maybe I have done something,
yeah,
maybe in
yeah,
the kind of 8ish 9 years that like I've been grappling and felt that it was kind of all for nothing, is maybe
yeah.
starting to maybe jiu-jitsu is what I needed to kind of start showing me, that it was all kind of worth it,
Yeah.
as I got older,
It's,
you know.
yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. Jiu-jitsu's good, does it? We're just a bunch of fucking absolute cool as fuck misfits, man. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like,
mate.
I put it on. There was a judo page, and it was they were talking about it was the GB judo page,
Uh-huh.
and they were talking about the Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Mark Zuckerberg obviously did his first competition, wins a gold, wins a silver, right? Why is all these people like Mark Zuckerberg, Tom Hardy, and all these people taking up jiu-jitsu? Why they not taking up judo or wrestling or whatever?
Aye.
And I was like, because only cool people take up jiu-jitsu and put it on the judo page. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Hello. No,
Um,
definitely.
so they're all over that, man. They're all over it, fucking giving me a hard time because of it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm like, do you know what? But it is. I mean, as a celebrity or as a fucking billionaire that Mark Zuckerberg is, why
Aye.
would he take up judo? Right? Because judo's hard on the body, right? Very,
Mhm.
very hard on the body, right? You mean you're taking throws all the time.
Yeah.
Wrestling will be the same. It's hard on the body. Do you know what I mean? It's a
Aye.
tough, tough sport. Whereas jiu-jitsu, you can come in and do you know what I mean? Like you can be a butt scooter, pull guard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What a bottom game, what a top game.
Aye.
So it's not the same. Do you know what I mean? It's don't get me wrong, it's a combat sports, but it's not the same as the other two. So
Aye. No, definitely. Plus, I feel like the environments are completely different. Um, for me, I found looking back on it now, wrestling was fair. Like, and obviously for me, it was most part it was fine. Obviously, I was a bit younger, so
yeah.
but I felt wrestling's environment was super intense.
Mhm.
I've not been in a judo environment, but I can imagine it's the same. These are Olympic sports. These are,
Yeah.
tournaments and stuff. There's tournament stuff where you're qualifying for big events here, so it makes sense why the environments are slightly different.
Mhm.
Um, whereas jiu-jitsu, I just feel like everybody's fucking like I said it on we done a fucking podcast episode with Jack and Ross, like I was saying to you yesterday, and like I feel like jiu-jitsu guys have got a different screw loose. So MMA fighters have got a screw loose in the point that they're up for scrapping like fuck and they're up for getting punched in the face and like whereas I feel like jiu-jitsu guys have got a different screw loose where they're all fucking mad idiots, man, and they're all just like they're all just fucking about, but they're all good. They're all that way. They're all just good at
Yeah.
fucking about
Yeah.
and being like goofy bastards, man. Like everybody's just fine with being an absolute clown. And we all like for the most part grapplers know that like they're almost kind of the laughing stock of the fucking like well jiu-jitsu anyway. They all kind of know they're the
Aye.
like laughing stock of combat sport and stuff, but they fucking live in it. You know what I mean? Like guys like Craig Jones and stuff like really, really show that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's It is, mate. It's fun. It's fun, man. Like, who wouldn't want to be like double reverse close guard with somebody and shit? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, who wouldn't want to mess about? And obviously, there's fucking a million and one stoners and stuff in jiu-jitsu and that. Like, there's
I was going to
clearly,
say that. I was going to say that
aye,
100 odd years ago when it first started. I can imagine Master Helio and Master Carlos sitting on a beach in fucking Rio smoking a joint. Like, what we're going to do? Oh, let's just make up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Aye,
aye,
fuck it, why not? Aye.
aye.
So
Let's just steal a few things, man, and we'll just slap some stupid fucking shit onto it, man.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'll start adding coloured belts and fucking all that jazz, and we'll.
Yeah. Let's
You know
put
what I
these
mean?
pajamas on. We'll wear these
Aye.
pajamas, and then we're on. We've got it. So,
You know what I mean?
but yeah, mate,
Aye.
you're right. I mean, as the jiu-jitsu is full of very bizarre people. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mate, and rightfully
everybody in it.
so, man.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. It's a serious sport that's fucking like, and serious in the point of like, obviously the physical side of it, and definitely, you see it can be seriously like mentally challenging as well, depending on what level you're at. But see, like the amateur level and the low level and stuff, like everybody's fucking just having fun, chopping fuck at each other, man. Like everyone appreciates that. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's like at the end of the day, guys are putting so much into something. See, to put the amount of effort in and not enjoy it, man. It's not for me. You
Yeah.
know, like.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy it. You can definitely be as dedicated as Gordon Ryan and love something. You most definitely can. But at the same time, if that's not who you are, then fucking don't try and be anything else. Like, don't
Yeah.
try and put in all this effort into something that you hate, because see, when it's done, are you gonna fucking enjoy what you've done? Are you gonna be pretty, like, I know people that win gold medals and they're like, fuck, what next? Or do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, I've done shit, and you're like, oh my mate, smile. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? You just beat somebody 20-0 in front of his family. Like,
Yeah.
smile at least. Show that you somewhat care that you've won.
Yeah.
You know, because I've had it before as well. Like, I'll win and I'll be like, no smile or be happy. And I'm like, something wrong with me today.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've legit, like, after my like that match you mentioned where like I pulled off 2 suplexes in the one match. Like, after that match, I was like, that's what the photo I used for Total
Yeah.
Kombat. It's me fucking stone faced, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was like, you've absolutely just bodied somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's somebody's son. That's somebody's fucking possibly dad, and you just like, and you're not even happy about it. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Nah,
So I don't know. I'm trying to enjoy it, man. Try to enjoy
yeah.
it. It's the main
What's
thing.
next then? So obviously TKC coming up, main focus. What's
Yep.
next for you? What do you want to do?
So I've got a few things lined up, which I'm really excited for. Obviously, TKC, I'm really looking forward to, obviously, and I'm really appreciative of the opportunity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are the kind of things I want to be on. Like I say, a lot of people probably look at this and think, why is a fucking white belt being allowed to go up against brown belts? And hopefully, obviously, it doesn't matter now, it's happening. But hopefully
Yeah.
obviously my opponents in the tournament are obviously have that kind of respect for me, that they understand why I'm there.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, as in, like, people might be looking in, right, but your opponents certainly know who you are, right? I
Yeah.
mean, Neil Laird knows who you are.
Uh-huh.
Robert Pettigrew definitely knows who you are. He's fucking a teammate almost, right?
Yeah.
So, and then Marley, obviously being a wrestling scene, knows exactly who you are. So, and the thing is, I mean, anybody looking at it might say, well, oh yeah, white belt. Why is a white belt going up against 3 brown belts? Well, there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah.
It's the same when you go to a competition, right? And you walk into a competition and there's a gi match on, and it's a blue belt gi match, and somebody walks in wearing a white belt. What's the first thing that goes through everybody's head? He's a judoka, right?
Yeah.
He's coming in, he's going to fuck somebody up. Watch this. And the one person that I always remember, two people in fact, was Chris Love and Michael Love going in as white belts into competitions, right? Wearing a white belt and a blue belt division, and everybody straight away, man. And we're all pissing ourselves, especially Michael Love, right? Because Michael Love's a fucking animal, absolute savage, right? So, and when he walked in and he just threw the person, right? And we're all like, we see this every day, right? But and it was the first time anybody had got to see Michael Love. Do you know what I mean? And all that. So as a white belt coming in against 3 brown belts, there is a reason why
Yeah.
Davy Sharp said, "Do you know what? Fuck it, let's throw Taylor in." Do you know what I mean? So because
Aye.
he knows what you can bring to the table.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So
No, it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting. Obviously, I get fucking. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, all respect to everybody that's on it, but of course, I get fucked to the hardest opponent. Do you know what I mean? That's fucking. um, but you know, I'm excited for it. Like I've had a few roles with Neil recently, man, and they've been fucking good. They've been good, intense roles
yeah,
that I've needed, but that I want. Like Neil's the kind of guy that I want to go up against. He's going to challenge my wrestling. He's going to challenge my competitiveness. He's going to challenge my cardio. He's challenging every single thing that I personally believe is going to make a good competitor. So it's fucking brilliant. I love it. Obviously, does everything go well against him? No.
yeah,
Do things go right? Yeah, of course. So it's as far as that goes, it's going to be an on the day thing. Will the inexperience obviously be against me? Possibly, but at the end of the day, it's fucking. We're both going to go in with the intention to rip each other's fucking head off. So
yeah.
you know what I mean. And I'd expect nothing less from Neil. You know, I hope that he's got that respect for me, that he'd come in fucking A game. And obviously, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna make sure I'm up and ready to give him a solid match. You know. And that goes the same for everything else I've got coming up. So that's obviously May 20th. June 3rd, I've got a match on Clash Sub Only 2, so their second show. I went down to the first one to watch. Tried to get a match on it, couldn't get one, so I went down to watch.
Yeah.
Managed to get on this second one, which is good. So that's June 3rd. June 10th,
ADCC, yeah.
I've
ADCC.
got June 10th, I've got a match on ADCC. Under 88 kilo, so that'll be good. Opponents picked out, ready to go, so I'm looking forward to that one. I think that one's going to be exciting match. All my matches are going to be exciting. You know, like I said, I'm there to perform.
Yeah.
July, I'm going to Amsterdam to compete in Grappling Industries. What else? And then there's probably going.
Go to Amsterdam to compete at grappling industry. Are you going to Amsterdam for anything else, Taylor?
Absolutely not. Most definitely not. You know, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? You know, I can imagine there's going to be some leniency with the rules. But, no, but for that, like, I'm excited for that. It's my first holiday. It's my first holiday on my own. And obviously, I'm there to compete, have a good time, and then I'm going to enjoy Amsterdam for what Amsterdam is.
Are you going yourself on your own?
Yeah, I'm going myself. I mean, realistically, if there's anybody watching this that's fucking up for coming along, you know what I mean?
Mate, speak to Joe Burrow, Stuart Malloy.
See, we felt it's a shout. But I've put it out there that obviously I'm going. Like, I've booked it all up. I'm all ready to go. So, no, if anyone's watching this, they want to fucking come along, more than welcome to. Do you know what I mean? It'd be cool to get a good few people from Scotland over. So I'm not on my wee lonesome. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But no, for the most part, that's everything kind of lined up jiu-jitsu wise. Obviously, there's going to be some more things that come up as time passes on, whether it be invitationals. I'd like to get on the next Northern Submission Series, but I don't know how it would work availability wise, or fucking if I'm even allowed back on. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, man, that's one thing. I mean, it was a good match. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you know what? These things happen. We spoke about it the last time. They do happen. So,
no, we'll see if we can get on that. I'd obviously fucking be more than happy to go on that. You know what I mean? I think Cal's running a really good show on that. Yeah, he's a cracking guy, and obviously when I was on, he done everything he could for me. So, no, I really appreciate that from him. You know what I mean? He's definitely one of the best kind of showrunners, if you will, that I've obviously had the experience of working with, which is really good. But I mate, that's my kind of comp season so far lined up. You know, try to get a bit more comp experience. Try to put myself out there a bit more. You know, I'm trying to do a lot more things. Like I say, I've just started a kind of jiu-jitsu, grappling kind of MMA podcast. Like I'm just trying to do what I can in the community, you know. And like I say, if things work out well, they work out well. If not, I'm gonna put fucking everything I can in at them you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if they don't work out, at least I know that I fucking gave the effort to try and do something with it. So yeah,
Guys,
mate,
check out the
that's
podcast. Check out the podcast as well, guys, because as I said, I think three episodes in. We've got two up the now. Third
so
one's
we've
coming.
got yeah, the podcast is on the Mat podcast, so it's me and a MNBJJ teammate, Adam McGowan. So we were just running that. It was just something that both of us were interested in doing, and I was like, it was that kind of way that I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll do it with you. And he's like,
Yeah.
mate, that's a fucking cracking idea. Let's do it. So we started that first episode with Fraser Clark, fucking quality episode.
Awesome. Yeah.
Episode 2, we had Danny McCallion and Ellen on, a jiu-jitsu couple. So we thought that was quite a good kind of change of direction. We don't
Yeah.
really see many jiu-jitsu couples, so I thought it would have been a really good thing for them to kind of uh, show what it's like, kind of
Imagine what
speak about
date
what it's
night
like.
must be like for them too, eh? Going out on a date night. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
So
no, see, to be honest here, the way they were talking about it, they're fucking drilling techniques and all that, and they're living them and shit. They're actual living the dream. Honestly, it sounds unbelievable. And
no
then
Netflix, no Netflix and chill in that house, man. Just
nah,
Netflix. Get the mats out and then we'll fucking
fucking
choke each
Netflix
other,
and
man.
aye. Um, But no, like so that was a really good one, and then we just recorded episode 3 with Jack Brown and Ross McMillan. So obviously a lot of people know Jack Brown. If anyone doesn't know Ross McMillan, recently just got his blue belt. He won the first match on he won the first match on the first ADCC.
Yeah.
Multiple golds at blue belt. Second at the London Open IBJJF at blue belt when he was still a white belt. So a guy that I think's up and coming as a blue belt, a guy that fucking is going to do really well if he keeps doing what he's doing. So that will be estimated Wednesday. So if you're obviously going to see that estimated Wednesday, but yeah, we've got our next guest lined up for episode 4. Obviously we won't give that out straight away. Teasers for that will be out, but that's going to be a fucking big one.
Yeah.
Well, what
Yeah.
we'll say, it's going to be our first MMA fighter. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's going to be a fucking exciting one, and when you see the kind of little sneak peeks and stuff that we give away, you'll be excited for it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, mate, that's the podcast. You know, it's exciting stuff. We're doing well, man. I'm really fucking happy with it. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to have something that's mine.
Yeah. Definitely give it a watch. As I said, Taylor's definitely the handsome one out the pair, man. Do you know what I mean? Adam's. Yeah.
Adam's good. We're like brothers, but and I fucked up. Wait, see, like twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger and fucking Danny DeVito. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Twin?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
us. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm Danny DeVito and he's Arnold, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of what we're like. A couple of speckies, you know what I mean? That love to ask questions and talk shit. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but we do it from the love of the game. We do it for the love of the game. So
Yeah.
but no, mate, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Nice. What about you then? Final thing then. Anybody you want to shout out to, Taylor? Any friends, family members, teammates, anything like that?
Just obviously everyone at Marcos's, you know, it's always going to be, that's definitely one that's always going to be thrown out.
Yeah.
Obviously, thanks to Marcos. Thanks to my strength and conditioning coach, obviously Mark McQueen. You know,
Yeah.
everyone knows Mark. So
Mark McQueen, never heard of him. Never heard of him at all, man.
Maybe yeah, fucking we'll get him in the podcast one day, man. You know what I mean? He'll be a cracking episode. It's not like he's fucking his first ever podcast. You know what I mean? It's not like he's been on fucking a million. But no, just Marcos, all my teammates at Marcos's. Mark McQueen, obviously. My good mate Gary, that's fucking recently medalled at his first comp as well. Picked up a bronze. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking killing the game. Fuck, who else? Adam, obviously. You know what I mean? For being my fucking main man as far as getting the podcast up and running.
Yeah.
But everyone, and I'd say we'll give Fraser one. You know what I mean? I feel like Fraser's deserving of one. Obviously.
Yeah.
Me and him had a cute wee day on fucking what was it? Thursday there. Do you know what I mean? We done like 4 or 5 hours training together. Went and fucking multiple food runs, but
yeah.
I'd say them. Do you know what I mean?
Fraser, big shout out to Fraser as well.
Shout out to Fraser as well.
500
And obviously,
yeah.
shout out to Billy as well for the opportunity for fucking TKC. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, you know what? We'll get a shout out to the boys on the tournament as well. You know what I mean? They deserve that. So yeah, mate. I'm just fucking excited, man. It's going to be really good to test my just test my grappling, not even my jiu-jitsu, just my grappling and my competitiveness, see what it's like to actually compete against these top level guys and just fucking see what I'm made of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no hiding in it, and that's what I love about it. Do you know
Nah.
what I mean? So
How's
no
it going to be?
matter,
Let me ask as well. How's it going to be? Because this is a boxing ring, or so it's not a cage, it's not
Mhm.
mats. How's it going to be being in a boxing ring?
don't care. It could be somebody's fucking grand's back garden. Like genuinely, honestly, Stum, honestly, it could be somebody's grand's back garden. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like why? Like honestly, see at the end of the day, like as long as I'm there to compete. My opponent's there to compete. We could fucking. Do you know what I mean? Could date in
Yeah,
a chemist. Like I really don't care.
yeah, yeah. Nah.
And
That's the thing. Do you know
obviously,
what I mean? I know that a lot of Jets guys, because especially you put let's say a Jets guy, you put a Jets guy in a cage, and it's very alien to them, right? Now we saw this at Goliath MMA a couple of weeks ago, right? Whereas when the Jets guys, and when it normally in other Jets situations where they're in a cage, once it gets up against the cage, they reset them back to the middle. Whereas they didn't do this on Goliath MMA, and
they shouldn't,
then
man.
used the cage as an advantage, right?
Absolutely. Like, what's the point? Like, you're meant to use your environment, aren't you? What's the fucking
Yeah,
point? What is the point in putting them in a cage if they can't use it?
yeah.
See, at the end of the day,
So
what's the point in that? Like I say, Graham's back garden, right? See, if there's a clothesline, you're getting fucking strangled with. There's a reason. There's a reason they put people. There's a reason, obviously, like in Russia and stuff, they're doing like car jiu-jitsu.
uh,
It'd be ridiculous to do car jiu-jitsu and not be allowed to strangle somebody with a seatbelt. Like,
yeah. You've
you
seen the
know?
phone box one as well, the one in
Aye,
the phone box,
exactly. Like,
and
if
people fucking hitting somebody with a phone and
aye,
all that. Do you know what I mean?
there's no point in putting them in that environment if they can't use it. Like,
Yeah,
what is,
yeah,
and for me, I'll be honest, like, I get put up against the wall or I get put up against the cage, I'll probably be fucked. But
yeah, yeah,
I just know that obviously it's part of the game, innit? If you sign
yeah,
up to the jiu-jitsu in a cage, you better be ready for them to tell you you can use the cage.
yeah. Nah.
So,
It's going to be a ring,
yeah,
as it might not be too much different from a mat. Do you know what I mean? Apart from you've obviously got the actual ring itself, so I don't see it going to be too much different, because I'd say a lot of the stuff is going to be, especially when it goes to the ground, it's all going to be concentrated in one area, unless
yeah,
there's like wrestling up, wrestling down, and so on. But it'll be the takedowns, the double legs, single legs, the judo throws and stuff like that. So
aye.
we had a guest on earlier, Caroline Plumley, and she was saying she's throwing somebody out the fucking ring. Do you know what I mean? So, and she's like,
I mean,
somebody's going out, man. Somebody's going out. So,
fair enough. Like, fucking props to her if she can do it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but obviously, it's just one of those things. If you get DQ'd, you just need to live with it and fucking move on.
yeah, yeah,
But it's definitely something that's going to happen. I think it's going to be. I think the main thing isn't going to be the actual grapplers themselves or the fighters in general. It's going to be the referees. What are they
yeah,
going to do? Are they going
yeah,
to allow us to be up against the ropes and kind of fight our way out of it? Are they going to stop us and reset every 5 seconds because someone doesn't know how to fucking circle?
yeah,
So it's like the main challenge is going to be on them. So
yeah,
I'll tell you right now, if the opportunity comes and I get to put somebody through the fucking ropes, I will. And
yeah,
like I say, I'm totally expecting it to happen. If the other way about, if somebody gets me
yeah,
close to the ropes and they're going to blast it, fuck it. I hope they do, because at
yeah,
the end of the
yeah,
day, it's like that's what we're there for, innit?
yeah.
So I
Entertainment,
don't,
mate.
yeah, mate.
Entertainment.
I don't want it being he's close to the ropes. I'm gonna not put him through them like fucking.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Would you take me for it at that point? You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
fucking clearly here to scrap you. Like, let's do what we can to
yeah,
put a good contest against each other and obviously show people, because people are paying money. At the end of the
yeah,
day, people are paying money. No one wants to go in and see 5 minutes of fucking butt scooting, fucking double guard pulls, and people being gentle around the ropes. Like, if we get told by the refs the ropes are in play, they'll get used.
yeah,
So
yeah.
at the end
Nah,
of the day, that's the thing. Like I say, if you're put in an environment like that and you're allowed to use it, well, you should be allowed to use it first of all, but use it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
At the end of
We'll
the day,
find out.
like,
Obviously, they'll have a rules meeting anyway. So obviously the rules will come out, and then
aye,
they'll have the rules meeting on the day as well. So
I'm excited for the reaction when they tell us that ropes are in play. I think it'll be fucking brilliant, man. I genuinely, because there'll be a few people that are like, this is fucking insane, and there'll be a few people that absolutely loving it, man.
Mark McQueen being one of them guys.
Mark will fucking love it. Mark will put his opponent through the fucking ropes. No, he won't even put them through, he'll put fucking over it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. The opponent will be
genuinely,
sitting, and the opponent will be sitting in like row fucking Z. Do you know what I mean?
aye,
Seat 95. Do you know what I
just
mean?
be
So,
fucked right over the ropes, man. Honestly. Maybe run up
uh,
and do it fucking 619 or some shit, swing the legs around, fucking. Do you know what I mean? But if ropes are in play, they're in play. Like I say, if
yeah,
it's aye, if we're allowed to use the environment, it will get used. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, nah,
And I just hope
definitely.
the fans are obviously ready for somebody to get put through them. So yeah, mate, that's it. Clearly shows my excitement for this show. Do you know what I mean? I'm fucking excited for it. So
Yeah, Billy
it'll
McCann
be a good
just
one.
obviously you thank Billy for obviously letting him have you on the show, and
Absolutely,
Billy's just saying,
absolutely,
look,
man.
you're welcome, mate. So Billy's awesome, man. I met Billy. I saw Billy at SGI recently, and we always had a chat. And see, listening to him, and I'm telling me his vision, what he wants to
Yeah,
do, and where he wants to see it going, man. And he's got plans, man. He's got big
yeah,
plans.
no,
So
absolutely. It's
uh,
like it's good. We need another show other than like kind of like SGI for grappling. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like there's a reason they do so well down south as far as all these things. You know what I mean? There's so much, and obviously it's bigger, but just because England's a bigger place doesn't mean we can't have a million and one shows.
yeah,
Um, and obviously a million and one good ones. Having a million shows is good, but if they're shite, obviously. But
yeah.
hopefully, each kind of promoter and stuff can take bits from what they like from the other shows, and we can just fucking build this absolute monster.
Big super show, man. Big
You know
super
what I
show,
mean? The same way
definitely.
that like ONE FC wants to go up against like the UFC and they want to do their champs against the fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's true, but it's like you could do Goliath against fucking Budo one day, and it's like that kind of way. It's like
yeah, yeah,
just that way of just fucking getting promoters to create mad matchups.
yeah, yeah. Mate, that's not far away. Trust me, right? Keep an eye out on this space. As I said,
Aye.
there's going to be cross promotional work going on,
Mate,
right?
it's
So
what we need. It's genuinely, it's what we need. You know what I mean? I've always said it. Like Scotland's too small to not work together and fucking build these visions, man.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? If you've got a like-minded vision with somebody, fucking work together on it and build it even
yeah.
bigger. So,
Listen, there'll be a show coming from another country coming to Scotland at
oh
some
really?
point. Yeah,
Let's
yeah. So
fucking let's go.
there'll be a cross. There'll be one show in Scotland teaming up with another show in Scotland to put on a show in Scotland, right?
Oh,
And it'll be that promotions people
aye.
against this promotions people, right? So,
Oh
so
yes.
like, rather than it be like two nations or
Aye.
no, like four nations, it'll be fucking, let's say for talking sake, Grapple Fest
Oh,
against SGI, right?
aye.
Or it'll be two separate promotions coming up with a team each, right?
Yeah.
That's coming, mate. You watch, right? So,
That's what we're after. That's
so
genuinely if anyone obviously if anyone actually wants to compete, that's what they'd be after. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
New challenges, new people, fucking
because it'll
all
be
the
like a
matches
super
they can
team.
get.
It'll be a
Aye.
super team. Scotland will have a super team, and it'll be up against a team from the other country. Right? Obviously, I can't say too much about the other country, but they're going to come up with a super team as well. So it'll be the two super teams going, and we're talking about having the best of Scotland. And I mean, in Scotland, I mean, and I say this wherever I go. I could be down in England, I could be in Wales, I could be in Ireland, I could be wherever, and I'm always talking about fuck your English grapplers, fuck your Welsh grapplers, fuck your Irish grapplers, the Scottish grapplers. We're the best. Do you know what I
Aye.
mean? And I'll put together a full team and show you that we're the best. You put together a team and you put together a team, and I bet my Scottish team will come and fucking rinse your whatever team. And that's why we see with like Grapple Kings, they had the four
Aye.
nations. So they had England, Wales, Ireland, and Northern Ireland. So I'm over in Dublin for Grapple Kings, right? And I'm like, fucking the promoter, Adrian Elbert. And I'm like, Adrian, are you racist? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, what about Team Scotland? We never even got a shout. He's like, I didn't think there was any decent grapplers. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me on, man? Do you know what I mean? And who was
Jesus,
there?
man.
I think it was Andy Chapman was there. And Andy Chapman's like, yeah, man, there's some fucking legit guys in Scotland, man. And
Aye,
he's like, all right, okay, I will see if we can do it again at some point further down the line, right? So, and I'm
aye.
like, mate, I'll bring a team of Scottish guys over Ireland,
Like
right? Or
genuinely, like if you even look at it, like fucking Marcos has at least flipped five, has at
oh
least
yeah,
five shit hot grapplers. Like
yeah,
that's the thing, and that's like, I think that gym alone, like you take the 10 best there and you put them up against fucking anybody, I
yeah,
think they can come out on top. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, so to say Scotland, you think Scotland doesn't really have that many good grapplers is a bit shite. You know what I mean? Considering
yeah,
I fucking hardly even know any of the Northern Irish ones. I know like two Irish.
yeah,
Literally,
yeah,
I only know Wales because of fucking Drake or Drag, however you say it.
yeah, yeah,
England, obviously, there's a lot of gyms in England that we know. But that's what
yeah,
I mean. So I can imagine there's probably they know more about Scottish grapplers than fucking we probably know about them.
yeah, yeah.
Um, because
Um,
and that might just be me, but I certainly don't know that many from the other nations you just said. So
Yeah. Listen, mate, I know, like, see if they were to say, oh, Stoom, put together a team Scotland and we'll put together a team Wales, right? I know who's going to be on Team Wales,
aye,
right? I already know who they're picking, right? And I know who's picking them, right?
mm,
So, and then if they said, oh, we're going to put a Team Ireland, then I'll be like, well, I know who's going to be on Team Ireland. Team Northern Ireland will be the same. The only country that would be, you wouldn't know would be Team England,
aye,
because there's two parts of England. There's the north and there's the south of England, right?
mm,
So you're like, right, okay, where's the team coming from? Are they coming? Who's the team captain? Who's the person that's putting the team together? Oh, it's
aye,
whoever from the north of England, right? I know it's all north of England guys, so I know who's going to be on the team, right?
yeah,
South of Ireland, England, I know who's going to be on the team. So, but yeah, I mean, as I say, there's nobody in Scotland at any belt level, any weight division that I wouldn't put up against anybody else in any other country. Do you know what I mean? So,
aye.
but keep an eye out. Watch this space. It's coming, man. It's coming.
No, it's exciting stuff, mate. Like I say, it's exciting stuff. It's
Yeah.
what we need. It's what we need.
So, guys, there we go. Then we've got Taylor McCann, the fucking phenom. Look at this average roid user. Just an average roid user,
Just
not
an average, right, user.
just an average one, mate. There
Nah,
is a
just
difference.
average, mate.
There is a difference between an average and an above average roid
Aye.
user.
Nah, we're
So,
just average right now. Do you know what I mean? We're fucking
um,
just a humble dose of testosterone, man. We're
just a
not fucking
humble dose, yes.
we're not pushing it too much yet.
So yeah, Taylor McCann, MNBJJ is going to be in this four-man tournament. As we mentioned, we've got Taylor, we've got Neil Laird, we've got Andrew Marley, Robert Pettigrew. So it's going to be an unbelievable four competitors coming in. Two matchups.
Aye.
So obviously the first opponent Taylor's got Neil Laird, and then obviously they'll be taking on the winner of Robert Pettigrew and Andrew Marley. So which will be later on in the evening. So guys, that's Total Combat Championships. Combat spelt with a K. Okay, so if you are looking for it on Facebook, you've all got all the details through there. Ticket availability, double check with your chosen fighters first of all. Fighters, grapplers, whatever you want to call them. They may still have tickets available. If you can't get them, hit the Total Combat Facebook page up. They do have them on sale at Likens Martial Arts in Kilmarnock and Wosobama Gym. I'm presuming it's in Troon, right? Billy might be able to update me on that. But yeah, Wasabama in Troon. I know there's a couple of Wasabamas, Wasabama Troon, Wasabama Air. But yeah, Troon Town Hall. Bring a jacket because it's probably going to be fucking Baltic. All right, but listen, the
Brilliant, man.
action inside is going to warm you up. So yeah,
Aye.
Wasabama Gym in Air. Right, I've got the tickets. So head over to Wasabama Gym in Air if you're needing a ticket. So, but Taylor, always a pleasure, brother. Always
No,
love
thank
chatting
you,
with you.
mate. Appreciate
Uh,
it, man.
it's always
Appreciate it.
good fun, man. It's always good fun when we
Yeah,
chat.
no,
So,
definitely, mate. Like, you
uh,
know what I mean? It's fun to kind of come on and you know what I mean. It flows well with you. I have to admit, you know what I mean. I've seen some interviews and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, this is just dead. But I feel like with you, man, it flows quite well, which is nice. And you let me talk shite, which is good. Which most people are like, fucking cut right on to the next question, on the next topic. But no, you let me let me just fucking get all this brain dump out, man, and just talk shite. So,
Mate, I love
no,
it.
I
I
appreciate
love
you
it.
for that.
Do you know, I absolutely
Aye.
love it. But yeah, I'll be there next Saturday. So I'll be down. We'll do the post-fight interviews again. Obviously getting a chat with the winners. Might even do some video and kind of go around the crowd, find out who everybody's there to see and stuff like that. So,
Aye. No,
but I'm
absolutely,
there.
man. It'd be class to see.
I'm there to see you. 4-man tournament, right? I know Neil Laird's in it. Neil, you're getting dumped. You're getting beat, right? Taylor's beating you. Andrew Marley, I love you, Andrew, right? But Robert Pettigrew's beating you, right? And then it's Taylor and Robert. Robert, yeah, you know I love you as well. Taylor's my boy, man. Taylor's fucking everybody up, man. He's throwing everybody into the crowd. He just
No, that's
Hulk Hogan, remember he did it with fucking, he used to throw people into the crowd. That's what
oh
Taylor's going
fuck,
to
Stim. That's way before my time, mate. Couldn't fucking tell you.
be.
I grew up in fucking Randy Orton and Carlito and all that, man. That's what I grew up on.
Well, listen, somebody's getting RKO'd into the crowd, man. Definitely.
I can definitely imagine it. Do you know what I mean?
But
Hopefully
listen,
so, mate. Hopefully so.
well, it's an absolute pleasure, Taylor.
No, thank
Um,
you, mate.
but listen, if I don't see you before next Saturday, enjoy yourself, enjoy the rest of the training, and
Yeah,
yeah, I'll
mate.
see you on Saturday, a week
No,
on
thank you,
Saturday.
mate. Aye.
All
Enjoy
right,
the rest of your week, mate. Right.
you too,
Thank
mate.
you.
Take care.
Cheers, mate.